Talk Show. This morning's episode is sponsored by Jeanette at ADT. She didn't know that, but she is sponsoring today's show. We're going to start with Paul, who is new to our show, and he does heating and air conditioning. So, Paul, look in the camera and tell my 35 million viewers what's going on in the heating and air conditioning world that we don't know, or you can fill us in.
Okay, well, good morning, viewers. I am Paul. I'm with Real Time Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning. Let's see, we've been around for approximately 4 years. We're both residential and commercial. So for all the apartment owners, we're completely capable of craning all those units on the roof for you. We do have 5 stars on Yelp, of course, so about 46 reviews, so we can definitely handle your needs. I'll just keep mine short and sweet because I know everybody has to take a turn. And basically what you get when you get me with Real Time Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning is a invoice. When you do your service, it looks like this. So you'll actually have a picture from your roof, and you may or may not have different units on your roof. One Coleman, you might have a York, you might have a Carrier. So we'll actually have Google Maps come and we'll be able to map out which unit it is exactly that you may be having the trouble with. We'll attach all the amps to your data plate because each unit has its own data plate, and that way we'll run all the specs on your unit, and that there costs $70 per unit for the apartment owners. And some quick tips for you is you also want to change your filter. Everybody knows that. In addition to a quick tip, something that's very inexpensive is just changing the fuses. Fuses are located on the disconnect boxes. They're generally about $15 at Home Depot or Lowe's. And that'll save you a lot of headache right there with all those calls at the last minute saying that their system's out. It's probably due to a fuse first and foremost. And the fuses are located in your disconnect box. So,
Paul, how do we get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on my cell phone, which is 714-337-2131.
So, Paul, if apartment owners watching this and they don't know what they have as far as air conditioning, you'll come by, do a free estimate, give them an analysis, recommendations?
Our estimates for new equipment is free. If we have to come out and do any diagnostics, that is $70.
Okay. Mention me, it'll be $150. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Thank you for having me.
Chris, what is going on in the 1031 world? I had a wonderful meeting with one of your clients the other day near the Trump golf course in Palos Verdes. So that was fun. Mark, what's new? What's going on? What can you tell my viewers about the upleg market?
Well,
Or whatever you call what you do.
sure. So briefly, what I do is I help investors find replacement properties for their 1031 exchanges. So my investors are coming from 4, 8, 12, 20 units here, and I show them how they can buy part of a 300-unit apartment complex in Dallas. And one thing I've been getting a lot of recently is prices here in California. We have so much investor money chasing the properties in California here that the camp rates have gone way down, prices have gone way up, which is great news if you're an apartment owner. But then when you go to do an exchange, you realize that everything here is still at those inflated prices. Elsewhere in the country, we've got opportunities to invest in areas that I think might grow faster than California over the next 20 years. Certain areas in Texas, the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area, Florida, the Atlanta suburbs. So we have a great opportunity to sell here at these high prices and buy in those areas at lower prices and try to ride the wave up. Now, I write a monthly article for Apartment Management magazine, and several months ago, the title of my article was, "Would you buy your units for what they're worth today?" And I said, if the answer is no, why aren't you selling? And that's a question I'm asking a lot of people these days, and it's really making sense to a lot of older investors. They may be they may have been thinking about getting out of real estate, and then the opportunity that the market's showing us today kind of jogs their interest. They say, hey, maybe that makes sense.
Okay. The Zen master of apartments. Why should we own? Great. Thank you. How do we get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me at 877-313-1868. That's Chris Miller at Specialized Wealth Management. Or you can check out my website, www.chrismiller1031.com.
Thank you, Chris. Phil, what's going on in 1031? I got a call today. I was talking to Matt. We want to do a 1031. He wants to leave some money aside in a fund for the buyers to have. And so your name came up just this morning, Phil, in 1031. What's new?
And it wasn't in vain.
No, and it wasn't in a good context either.
Okay. We're it's really picking up again. I'm getting a lot of phone calls. A lot of folks are putting their properties on the market again. They want to exchange. Maybe some of them are asking the question that you asked. I thought it's brilliant. Because of various reasons. Either they're getting older and they want out of the management business, but they don't want to pay the capital gains taxes. And by the way, when we say capital gains taxes, what are we really talking about? Well, the sales price minus your adjusted basis, the basis is what you paid for it. The basis gets adjusted based on capital improvements, depreciation, closing costs. The bottom line is the difference is called your gain, and the federal government wants up to 20% of that in terms of payment. Number two, we have the health care program. That's over $200,000 as an individual, or $250,000 as a married couple. They want another 3.8%. It's almost 4 on that. Next, the state of California wants up to